Hello, everyone. My name is Christian, and I am a professional spiritual consultant and tarot reader. Today, we are doing a pick a group reading. Today's topic is how do I love them through this? All right, so initially, this reading was supposed to be something else, and then as a result of doing another pick a card reading recording, I said, hey, some people are supporting some very difficult situations and people that are going through some things. And I wanted to create a reading that was a little bit more positive and showing you guys how you can either support a loved one that is going through something. Maybe it's a no contact situation, or even if it's just somebody that is on your mind right now. This doesn't necessarily apply to romantic partnerships. This is in general. Just also a disclaimer, I am not a mental health professional, so any sort of advice, this is for entertainment purposes only. However, I'm also trying to spread more awareness about mental health. And so make sure that you guys are talking to professionals, especially if someone's in a life-threatening situation, struggling with addictions, any of those more difficult stuff. Please don't go to tarot readers for that stuff, guys. Please talk to the pros, okay? So I will be able to link resources in the description on what you can do to help people in case that comes out in the reading. Anyways, in order to select your pile, especially if you are new, what I'd like you to do is first put both feet on the ground, pause the video, take a couple deep breaths, and I want you to visualize the person on your mind, okay? Just a picture of their face, maybe their name and whatnot, and then depending on which group you feel drawn towards, you're going to go ahead and click on the link in the description and it's going to take you to your reading. Right now, we have 4 different piles. You can't really see this one because it's a black bobby pin. I was going to choose something else, but they said, nope, you're going to get the real basic bobby pin. So I said, okay. Group number 4 has got its own little personality already. Anyways, though, go ahead, pause the video, select your pile, and I will see you there. Peace, y'all. Hello, everybody. You have chosen group number 1, and this is kind of what your bobby pin looks like. It's got a little sparkly gem on the inside. It's a little sophisticated looking. And today we're going to be looking at how do I love them through this? How do I help my person with what they're going through? I won't lie, when I first started talking, I was thinking about what the question even was. How do I love them through this? And if anything, I feel like this group is definitely more of like the helper mindset. Their intention with this reading is, yeah, I love them, but I want to help them. Like, I want to take action. I want to make sure that, what can I do, or something I can take? Maybe I can Care Bear stare the person on my mind into either a better version of them, a happier, healthier version. Like, I feel like this group is really kind of at a loss of what they can do to support this person. And maybe you guys have a tendency to deflect and be like, yeah, I'm gonna love them. But my version of love requires action and taking action. Otherwise, I'm not doing anything, right? And so there's something I have to warn this group a little bit about. Like, I'm not sure what's going to come out of your reading, but please understand that how a person receives your loving energy frequency does not require action at all. Okay? I mean, yes, speaking something to them and saying, hey, I really love you and care about you. I mean, like, yeah, those are fine. But I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, like, you guys want to swoop in and either take care of everything for them, alleviate disasters. Like, y'all are Mr. and Miss, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop the tsunami with my bare hands because I've got my God-given right to overcome everything, because I've got either very strong spiritual beliefs, or I'm very convicted, or maybe I've worked really hard on myself. Like, I feel like you guys are hardworking, but I do think you're not really in touch with this person's reality and truth in a way that is actually loving them in the way that they need, or not supporting them in the way that they need. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards and let's get some more messages of how do I love them through this. I feel like I got to love you guys through this message, because I feel like you're I don't know if my first words were a little hurtful, or made you feel kind of, I don't know, I feel like you kind of get butthurt a little bit if someone rejects the way that you choose to love somebody, which I really want to caution you and understand that, like, okay, I don't have to like bake cookies for the homeless to help somebody. You know what I mean? It's almost like kind of this energy of like you have really great intentions. However, sometimes when you talk, you're not allowing the other person to speak, or you're not allowing the other person's existence to dictate how you mitigate the situation. So, say, for example, if someone's crying and you go into solution mode, or I'm trying to fix something, or I'm trying to get my point across, this kind of has the energy of it's a little misguided and a little misleading to say that you are showing someone love and support when you're not just helping them exist or holding space. Like sometimes there's a little notification there for confirmation. I don't know if you guys either you watch a lot of social media posts about either how to support somebody, but you're not actually like, you don't have practical application with people, or someone doesn't give you that feedback. Yeah, I feel like just whatever it is that's going on with this person, you need to take a little bit of a step back. Like obviously, like I'm not saying like leave their life. I think that would do worse than good. But you gotta learn to have a little bit clearer intentions when you're showing up for this person and not making it about you and how you feel that they need to be helped. Okay? Because there's something about this particular person, like they like you, but the way you support them sometimes makes them feel unsupportive and unsupported, so they kind of like back away from certain issues or topics when they talk to you. Because again, you're trying to help, but you're trying to help with your version of help, which, you know what I mean? If someone shows up to make brownies and you brought cake batter, it's kind of like, hey, you got half of the assignment? Thanks. I wish you love and happiness. Yeah, I think the first thing you can do with helping love this person through the situation is wishing them love and happiness. So literally sometimes instead of like telling them all the ways that they can fix their situation, do something that makes them happy. You know what I mean? If you're a person really, really enjoys peanut butter cups, not gonna lie, instead of giving them a lecture about how their drinking problem is hurting the family, or, you know what I mean, like God's gonna come in and save you, or even just, I don't know, it's almost like whenever you talk about certain things, people receive it as criticism. So literally just doing like leaving the peanut butter cup on their bed when they come home from work and they come home to change and they're like, oh my gosh, they did something that was super, super sweet to me. Or sending them a meme, or like, you know, loving them, right? Like the fixing or the fixer solution thing really is not about love, and it's not necessarily always in the best loving frequency. You can try to fix their issues, but like you also have to understand that loving them means understanding they are capable of taking care of themselves. You're choosing to take away their autonomy. So what? So you can feel like the savior? Like, don't play savior here. I projected my unhappiness onto you. Oh, ow. Ow. And it just moved my radiate positivity sticker. Yeah, some of you guys might need to check yourself a little bit and kind of look at how, because maybe you're deeply depressed about a situation, either with this person or another person. It's almost like you're a little desperate in your own way. And so that's why you kind of deflect to this fixer mode. And you know, there's something you're unhappy about, maybe in your own love situation. And so this is where you're trying to support other people rather than looking at yourself and going inward. And yeah, because maybe this person isn't going through something as traumatic as you. Like maybe you're sitting there going like, oh my God, you know, things are horrible for her. They went through all these horrible, terrible things. Or man, he just saw the wrath of Satan himself. He came up and just like wrecked his whole family. And maybe that's just like something you've encountered. And then this person's just like, you know, you could have just wished me having a good day. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it, you know, especially like if you've been through real stuff, or maybe, you know, if you're in a profession, either in a mental health profession or one of those things where you're witnessing trauma all the time, make sure you give yourself a daily dose of reality check that there's a lot of healthy people out there too. And your exposure and constant re-exposure to trauma is putting you in a certain kind of light where you're not recognizing what's actually beneficial in the situation. So like if you're a spiritual person, everyone's coming up and dropping their stuff on you, you need to heal your wound with that so you can set boundaries to be like, hey, I love my clients, but like again, if you're not a mental health professional, don't be doing that work for other people. You can guide them towards those resources. and, have discretion, but like, you are not God. You're not here to save the planet. You're just here to provide your service, and then you go home. Okay? And especially if this is a loved one that you do not have a professional relationship with, this is someone you are personally close to, they don't want your professionalism. Okay? I don't care if you're the best therapist in the world, don't therapize your friends. Okay? Like I said, you can be great at providing advice and counseling to other people. Not this person. Okay? And again, there's something about you're projecting yourself onto this person. So maybe if you do this to yourself, and that's how you try to reassure and love yourself through a situation, how's that working out for you? How's that Therapyville? I had to diss y'all for a second because I was like, I gotta check some of you, because some of you guys really get into your ego space about, oh yeah, I've just helped so many people, and like it makes me a little bit more special than you, and I've just got the magic touch, and it's kind of like, that's ego talking, guys. And that's why we're here as professionals, especially like if you know a lot about mental health. This is all the more reason why we got to be calling each other out. That's why you're not asking me these questions on my lives. You got to show up to a tarot reading to receive this nonsense, okay? Okay? Hey, this is why you come to me, because you know that I got it just for you. I am helping you now, right? You are already helping this person by being in their life and supporting them and cheering them on. Maybe they're starting a business and, you're like, I can't listen to her trauma dump about her father who's an alcoholic and how he shows up and beats the cat every day. But, yeah, I don't want to talk about that anymore. But I know she's starting a small business. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to purchase her products. I'm going to share and like and subscribe. I'm going to show up on that live stream. I'm going to show up to her event. I'm going to tell him that, wow, I really, really appreciated the work he did for me. He helped me fix or mow my lawn or fix my fence or something like that. Like, there's a lot of ways you can love and help this person without crossing that line of fixer, okay, and people pleaser. Because I also feel like some of this people pleaser energy within you is also bleeding over to your relationship support, I guess. You know what I mean? As I said, if this person's like curled up in their bathroom, crying and throwing up and stuff like that, like you walking in and saying, oh, let's go get ice cream, and then you don't acknowledge them laying on the floor, like, you're not going to be able to support everybody. And I think just one understanding, if you have that kind of a relationship with that person, are you the person that should be in the bathroom or somebody else? Or do you just need to use a little bit more social discretion? I don't know, maybe some of you guys, maybe you're a little autistic or neurodivergent, or there's some kind of like, for some of you guys, not take what resonates, but some of you guys, you need to learn a little bit better social graces and social boundaries, so you're not swooping in and being like, I am the one helping you now. This is the help. This is, let me provide something. It's very much like, I'm scared. I don't know how to express my own thoughts and feelings. And this person's just like, I cannot handle this right now. Okay, I love you, but I cannot handle this. So just focus on radiating your own positivity towards this person, but like, don't expect to have control over it, and have boundaries, for the love of God. I see you in every simple moment I live. Okay, so maybe this person's on your mind a lot, and maybe you're thinking to yourself like, oh man, I just really love them so much. Like, oh hey, I just saw this live stream and this person said something on the live and it made me think of you. You know what I mean? You can very easily go to this person and say, hey, when I was at the grocery store, I saw this one product that reminded me of a time when we were cooking together and we had that really funny moment. I just want to let you know I'm thinking of you and I'm so proud of you. Like, things like that they're light, they're not tapping into people's dramas and traumas. Like, that's the sort of stuff you should be doing. Okay? And I don't think anybody told you that you don't need to be doing these big grand gestures. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I felt like something almost like hit my head, or there's something close to my head. But yeah, just keep it simple, all right? Don't be focusing on trauma dumping. Or specifically, if you're sitting there like, okay, someone's expressing their trauma, and then you're like, okay, that means it's time for me to dump my trauma. No, you're not relating back to them. They need They don't need your advice right now. They'll ask you for their advice, but wait till they ask. I can't stop loving you and I don't want to ever stop. Yeah. Yeah, some of you guys, I mean, especially too, if you're in a maybe an unhealthier relationship with this person, there's kind of something about like maybe there's an addictive nature to the way you're loving people. And so this person just so happens to be healthier. And so you were kind of used to like, I'm going to just throw up love at people because I have this insecure attachment. And so then you find a person that's healthy and you're kind of like, oh, hey, you're not acknowledging something. Like that's not how we show up here, okay? You know, and I feel like this person understands you were traumatized and whatever, but like I said previously in the reading, you know, because you've been through things that most people don't encounter, this type of love bombing, because this is a little on the border of love bombing, does not support this person's needs at this time. We may be separated, but I can never stop thinking of you. Yeah, so there's something about like for the no contact people, I was about to say girlies, but I'm not focusing on gender here. There's definitely just this energy of being like, hey, you know, it's okay to be separated. Okay? Like some of you guys, I really feel like you need to give this rescue complex a break because the separation is causing you to kind of spin a little bit, and because you are very helpful and it's very kind and loving and you can absolutely put that energy into somebody and a person, but as I said, like I am helping, it's almost like you took on this role and responsibility that nobody asked you to do. Maybe you were parentified as a child, but literally like the helping that you need to do right now is for yourself. Let go and focus on your own inner work and your inner child. And then you're going to get a little bit more balance. So that way when the I can't stop loving you, like turns into I can't stop loving you because I love you. You know what I mean? It's right now it feels a little too like strained or anxiety inducing because it's like, if I don't love them, then like some of you guys need to just go out in the woods and scream for a little bit, and then you'll be like, okay, I'm good, Christian, I'm okay. Send me a sign, God. All I do is pray for you. Yeah. So for some of you guys, maybe if this person is going through some heavier, deeper stuff, I know I was being a little sillier earlier, but you know, this is your sign that it's gonna work itself out. This person's gonna overcome what they need to. Maybe it's not gonna happen the way that you would like it to. But don't blame God about this, okay? God is guiding this person's journey to the way that it needs to go. And you have no control over that. You can't stop it, okay? You can try to support this person, but that's all you can do. And remember, you don't have the power of fate. You don't have this magical ability that's going to change what God's predestined. You can try. You can try. But the whole point is, like, why not just radiate positivity when that really brings the world closer together better than any other things? Like, think of, like, good food, good music, you know? You don't see people or musicians getting on stages making these big, long speeches and not having someone complain about it in the end. Just go dance some music. Maybe go bring this person out to a concert and say, hey, we're going to just let our hair down and go have fun, and that's it. We're not going to talk about your douchebag boyfriend. We're not going to talk about your financial issues. We're just going to, like, literally, this person, you want to help them? Go buy them some concert tickets. Go out and buy them some ice cream when they're not crying on the bathroom floor. And don't project your unhappiness onto them. Don't project anything. Just exist, okay? And let this person exist as they are, okay? Send you guys a lot of love, because I feel like you guys really got, like, neglected, or like, you know, there's a lot of like just like this group definitely feels like the self-help, where it's like you've read every self-help book under the sun and you're still feeling depressed. And so it's like, okay, that's where spirituality comes in, and this is where you learn that spirituality is not all sunshines and rainbows, and sometimes it means just letting go and trusting. That big bad word, that trust word. That's the word that we all hate, but you know what? We still gotta appreciate. Don't hate, appreciate. All right, anyways, you guys, that was your reading. Thank you so much for stopping by and, you know, sharing energy with me. Please like and subscribe to this channel for more content and to support me on my journey to spread love and radiate positivity in my own way. If you're interested in purchasing a reading, please go ahead and check out the links in my description. You can book me there. Check out all the other stuff that are on my link tree that I have going on. And yeah, sending you guys a lot of love, and send this person love too. Just write him a little love note and send it out there, okay? I will see you all next time. Take care. Hello, everyone. You have chosen group number 2. This is gonna be your pile, and today we are gonna focus on how do I love them through this? Man, oh man, guys, I don't know what's going on with y'all's energy, but immediately I was feeling like I just need to clear everything out of my body. I need to sit and go get a snack. I gotta like do a lot of this self-care. Yeah, whatever's going on between you and this person, you really need to make sure you're taking care of yourself through it, because you're sitting there being like, ha ha ha, I am depressed about how I hear and receive all this information. And we're gonna sit here, Netflix, and chill our way through this situation, because I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go ahead and pull some cards for you guys, but definitely, again, I'm not really gonna pinpoint exactly what this person's going through, because this reading is supposed to be for you, to you, and I just want to remind you guys of that, because there's something about, like, you really need to remind yourself that, hey, this is your struggle and journey in relationship to this person, okay? Like, you guys are the ones that are struggling to love yourself through this situation and to love this person, because you're just sitting there like, I don't really know what I should be doing. You know what I mean? I don't know what is happening. Because I don't know, so for some of you guys, maybe it's a no contact situation, but it really feels less of no contact and more of this person is choosing not to can't contact you and tell you about what's actually happening in their life. Oh god, I'm feeling so called out right now. It's literally this energy of this person. They're intentionally sabotaging your relationship dynamic because he or she doesn't want to tell you what's happening, because they think you're going to judge them, and you probably will judge them a little bit, because that would be human nature, because it's like, you are doing what now? With who now? And it's literally just like one of those things where you're sitting there like, I feel like either you guys learned some information from somebody else, or you're keeping yourself trapped by watching tarot readers to try to anticipate what's going on and all this other stuff. And so that's why Spirit's kind of trying to politely rein you back in and say, hey, you love this person, but you gotta let it go a little bit. You gotta let yourself go a little bit and understand that, nobody is perfect. This kind of information of what you've learned is new, and you're gonna need a little bit of time to figure out how to proceed. Okay? Happiness is my birthright. Yeah, so some of you guys, you are losing sight of your own personal relationship and boundaries as a result of your connection with this person. So again, this reading is, how do I love them through this? And some of you guys, maybe you shouldn't be focused on loving them right now. Maybe you need to be focused on loving yourself, because with this happiness, I feel like this other person's dramas are eclipsing your own personal responsibilities for yourself. And I get it, it's hard watching someone you really care about experience bad things. Maybe this person got to a car accident. Maybe there's I don't know, something to do with a car. I don't know, maybe you need to go travel to go see them, or you're very feeling like drawn or pulled to take action. But your spirit guide team's saying like, you will be taking action, but first, self-care is priority. Okay, because this person, I don't know who this person is. Some of you guys, this person's always in a state of chaos, and maybe you had a different impression of them, like somehow when you popped into their life that this is any different than it's been for the last 13, 14 years of their life. So then when you're like, oh my gosh, this chaotic thing, everyone who personally knows them is like, girlfriend, boyfriend, they've always been like this. This is their trauma, this is their trait. They're just naturally in this space, and you're not gonna magically walk in and fix anything. Now, I do feel like you've had a positive impact on this person's life, for sure. I feel like they look forward to seeing you. I feel like there's something about your positivity and the way you radiate it to the people around. I don't know, some of you guys, maybe you just like walk into a room and everyone's like, oh my god, so and so's here. It's almost like, oh, this, okay, I'm sorry guys, this is a little cute, but it's almost like when you guys walk into a space that this person's at, it's not even just you, but the effect you have on people around in the room. It's almost like, yay, group 2 is here to save the day. Like, they literally kind of like, not immortalize you, but they definitely have like a little bit of a higher expectation of how their day is going to go just because you're there. And that's really, really cute. And like, I just want to give you guys the pat on the back because, like, again, you know, how you're loving them through this is literally by you just existing in their space. Like, I think, like, so say, for example, you got in a fight with this person. Like, your absence is way, 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 way harder on them than you'd ever know. Okay, this person will not show it. They are stone-faced, stonewall, blah, 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 Mr. I don't know why I was about to say Stonewall Jackson. Maybe this person really likes Civil War history or is a history buff or military stuff. But like specifically, it's like they're like, you know, they have all these walls up. You walk in the room and then boom, they are a different ass person. And so then suddenly, like, the people that know them really well look at them and they go, they kind of like look around them like, did so-and-so just turn into somebody else? I've never heard this person say that before. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how you love this person, you don't need to do anything. Like, and I think you guys are pretty good at being able to just acknowledge some of this. I feel like you're at least somewhat aware of the positivity. But with this person in particular, just show up. If they're a musician, go to their shows. React and like their posts. Do whatever it is you do naturally. I don't know. There's something that you guys don't acknowledge that you just... There's something about, like, the way you exist around other people. It just brings them into a better mood. Like, maybe you're really good at making jokes about something, or, like, when I was looking at this, you know, it's super cute, okay? It's like a little flower, all right? And so maybe you're, and notice, too, it's, like, black and white, so maybe you're very polarized, or there's something about you that, like, really, really highlights the light and the dark in the room, where it's like you walk in and you're just so bright that everyone just immediately, like, the clouds go away. Or like you make it very, very obvious who the douchebags are in the room. It's kind of funny actually, because I'm literally like, this person sees you almost like, they kind of put you on a pedestal a little bit. And so I think like you have to do the self-care so you don't get your view of this connection warped into what their perception of you is. Because I feel like, again, maybe you guys are tarot readers, or maybe you're very, very perceptive, but there's something about this energy of like, because you are so good at seeing people for who they are, you're not good at seeing how this person masks their energy or reflects back your own light, where it's like, they have lightness inside of them, but they're not at the same... Okay. I take that back. There's, oh, that dinged my heart space. Ow! Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know what the heck just happened with this reading, but the message got a little derailed, and specifically, it was almost like when I was tapping into that energy of, like, you just being yourself, it's like this person's been so... in such a dark place, or they haven't been telling people about something, and they definitely haven't been telling you something, but like you've been the closest they've ever been to encountering their heart space being open. I literally just felt like someone just like stabbed me in the chest. And yeah, you didn't do this on purpose. Okay? Yeah, I don't know, like, are you guys, like, okay? I feel like there's kind of this energy of you, maybe you triggered this person in a certain kind of way that their behavior around you is really erratic or whatever and spotty, and, like, you guys just gotta, like, take a time out, okay? Because this person's energy is very, very reactive to yours, so, you know, just be in their space, don't do things, but I really feel like you guys got to be a little bit more energetically conscious of yourselves. I lived my life through you. I am so proud of you, okay? So I think the best way to love this person through whatever they're going through, I really feel like they're going through a toxic situation that you may have no idea about. Maybe there's past life wounds, trauma. I don't know. There's just something about you that's like your love is like crack to them. Okay. And so this I live my life through you. I don't know if that's you guys' energy, but I definitely feel this other person this feels like this other person more so than you. You might do this, but you don't do it like this person does. Like this person is like they might be a little obsessive over you secretly, because this I lived my life through you is almost like every time they see you show up, they have this fantasy or projection of what it would be like to be you. So if they see something that does not align with their fantasy or their distortion, they freak out. This person has a very hard time separating their image of themselves from you. And so it's almost like if you don't go do the things that they want you to do, or if you don't show up in ways that you anticipate, it's like their life flashes before their eyes. Yeah, I'm like sitting here like, did I just have a heart attack? You know what I mean? Maybe they have a health condition or something going on in their heart space that's so triggering to them. Maybe they have panic attacks. Or seeing you get hurt gives them a panic attack. I don't know. There's a little bit of a trauma wound here in terms of the heart. But it has I am so proud of you. And I feel like if you just tell them this and maybe like forgive them in certain regards, I feel like you're not acknowledging this person's existence right now. Or maybe like I said, like with the whole like you're just sitting there watching Netflix being like, I don't know what to do. Right. I really feel like it would be appropriate to message this person and say, "Hey, I'm proud you made it through it." Um, I like I said, like I feel like your absence is felt to such a degree that obviously again, you are not in control of this person. You're not responsible for this person. But I do want to let you know that if you do want to continue engaging in this relationship with this person, like you just got to be there. You don't have to do much. Like just don't not acknowledge this person. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are a little reluctant because you're just kind of like you're just seeing some things and you're like, maybe I should stand back. No. No, no, no. I mean, well, okay. This person's trying to convince me that you need to be stepping forward and doing blah 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 blah. And I feel like that's their own trauma wound. Maybe they have some mom issues or whatever, because it's almost like they expect you to swoop in and save the day. Maybe they're looking for pile one, but really you're pile two. And yeah, I think like you just need to acknowledge what they're going through and saying, hey, just be your positive self. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, I think you did great up there. And like, you don't have to talk about the trauma. I mean, if you want to, you can. I feel like this person's receptive of any of it at this point, because I feel like, oh my God, is your person dramatic? They're traumatized, but like the drama I'm seeing from this person is it's like I'm seeing someone on a beach literally being like gasping for air, like they're like in a desert, and it's like you walk by and then they're just like like, oh my God, like they're making weird noises and I don't know. This person feels kind of a little childish and juvenile. Maybe they have a juvenile sense of humor, but take what resonates. But man, that little heart attack thing though, that scared me. Maybe they had a heart issue or some kind of a health condition scare that, maybe traumatized them. I don't know, but I really feel like your spirit guide team's just being like, they're okay. They're just a little over dramatic because they've been through a lot. So we've got the Knight of Swords, the Hermit. Okay. So, making sure, as I said, taking care of yourself, limiting your social media accounts. I feel like, even though this person is really like, I don't know, they might have some addiction tendencies to social media or something. You should just be focusing on yourself right now, reminding yourself of the light you have through the situation. You are not responsible to be guiding anybody else towards the light, but you're doing it just by existing. So that's kind of nice, because just put that on your resume, man. Being like, all I got to do is I got to walk in and everything gets better. Obviously not in an arrogant way, but literally it's kind of the truth. Like you got to kind of walk with the confidence of being like, hey, I've got my own spiritual journey, man. It's okay. And I feel like you're more grounded than this person in terms of this relationship. With this Knight of Swords here, I mean, the Knight of Swords, they're very good about cutting straight to the point, intellectual, whatever. And I think that's what this person appreciates you, is when you love them, they know you're not BSing them. I think that's something they appreciate about you, is because they know, like, if you actually say, hey, I'm proud of you, they know you're not mincing words, right? Now, maybe sometimes you can be a little critical and harsh, but I feel like something about, like, your criticalness and harshness kind of cuts through and gives them clarity. I don't know. This person seems to be in a bit of a negative headspace. So, yeah, there's that like heart thing again. Like, man, they're going through it. They just can't say what they need to. So when they watch you confidently coming out there and being like, boom, I'm about to drop some truth bombs on people, they kind of see that and they just go, whoa, ooh, this person's saying what I needed to say, but I couldn't do it. And I feel like maybe there's like a level of arrogance to this person too, where it's kind of like, ha, that person loves me and they don't love you. I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of childish energy. So just kind of like, just take it in stride. I'm sending this person some love. All right, we got camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. Yeah, there's almost like something about like time doesn't really seem to matter with this connection, where it's like maybe you haven't talked to this person in a couple months and then you show up and suddenly it's like, oh, I gotta update you on what happened from the last time I saw you, and just like, blah, blah, blah. Like I can literally see you guys like talking and talking and talking and talking, or at least this person will. I feel like maybe not right away, but when you get this person to open up, they're probably gonna trauma dump on you, but they're also just gonna, I just see them, at least internally, they are talking to you nonstop. And it's kind of cute, but you just gotta kind of be grounded in your approach to this person so that way you don't, like, you understand that they have a fantasy version of you in their head that you have to kind of work around. So, it's okay. Like, take pictures of the moments that you have. I feel like this person loves getting their photo taken. And they like being the center of attention. So, like, having keepsakes, or like, maybe giving them something, that means a lot to you. Being like, hey, remember that one time when we, went to the movies and, we saw this one thing and we had this inner joke? Maybe go give them a small gift. If you guys are in no contact with this person, I feel like just continue to radiate positivity, because even if you're not around them, they can feel it. That, or maybe I do get the sense and vibe that some of you guys, you have mutual friends, and so they kind of live vicariously through you, through what their mutual friends say about you. I don't necessarily feel like this person talks about you a lot to their friends, but they're definitely watching. They're definitely like, oh my god. Yeah, no, this person has definite addiction personality. It was kind of weird too, because like as I'm like doing this reading, I'm like, how long have I been talking? Like, time does not exist to this person, so they're definitely feeling ungrounded. We've got breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Yeah, I feel like you're a little frustrated maybe receiving this reading, because you're like, I've been separated from this person. I broke up with this person. It's over. I'm done. Right? This person, I don't want to say they have no idea that that's occurred, but like, they're not recognizing that what they need to do is to stop their own pattern and belief system. Okay? And like I said, if someone's addicted to either romance or some kind of substance or whatever, you have to understand that their little monkey brain is not necessarily up to par with what the rest of us are experiencing. And this abandonment issue, I mean, like I said, like that radiating positivity that you have, when you walked away, you kind of, I don't know, I just see like the image of like that axe. It was like literally like you just invaded someone's castle. It was like the Huns from Mulan came in and just like took over, and like maybe you've got some spiritual weight. I don't even think that. I don't want to give credit to spirits. I just feel like the removal of your positivity did something to this person. And so this is kind of a reminder that if you do choose to go, like, to love this person, you can't be going back and forth with this stuff, because it's really messing with them. That abandonment is like, whoo, they might be hot and cold with you just from the standpoint that they feel like you just, like, I think their biggest wish is to be free from being abandoned all the time. And I think they had a lot of hope for you to stick around, and Maybe that's why they're giving you the silent treatment. Maybe you didn't understand what that walking away meant for them. Maybe they took a risk showing up for you or something like that, or at least in their head it was a risk, but you didn't notice it. And so then when they backed out, they're like, I'm backing out for good. But like secretly, that positivity, it came creeping right back and you're like, gosh darn it. So again, I feel like sometimes you guys get very entangled too. Finally, we got the runner in a codependent relationship. I feel like you're kind of running from this connection. So even though you're like, yes, how do I love this person through this? You're running away from what you want. You're running away from the radiating positivity because you're just like, God damn, I don't want to be around this person. I don't want to be around their nonsense. I don't want to be around the drama, blah, 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 blah. You're running away because here you are getting a tarot reading about them. And, you know, like I'm supposed to have like time limit boundaries on this reading, but Spirit told me, nope. You're not doing that because people need to hear some of this stuff. And this axe blade that you're wielding, you're trying to cut yourself off from your own positivity. Okay? Because you don't want to face something. You don't want there to be issues. You don't want there to be whatever. Fine. Then don't be in love with this person. But you know what you're going to do? 10 months down the road, 12 months down the road, 3 years down the road. Where's your little sunshine going to be? Are you going to experience the same things? Sure, in your own way. But is it going to be what you're looking for? Is this the love you've been looking for? Or is this just an illusion of what you're looking for? You're not going to find out until you face this person. You're not going to find out till you face this issue. Why was it so easy for you to abandon something that you really, really cared about? Was that your own sabotage? Did you not believe in this person that they cared about you? Is it that Knight of Swords energy where you came rushing in to save the day and, you know, you're kind of used to doing that without having to try, and then now suddenly you're forced to own up to the consequences of you walking away? Because that hurts people, guys. If you try to be a little ball of sunshine in someone's life and walk away without thinking about the consequences of that, especially someone as traumatized as this, you're going to do a lot of damage, okay? And obviously, as I said, you are not responsible for other people's conditions, livelihoods, and whatever, but you're going to have to face the elephant in the room at some point, that you need to control your boundaries in a way that, yes, you don't have control over how your light impacts other people, but if you love somebody and you're serious about that, there's conditions you need to meet, you know, both for yourself in these situations, and you're not going to have control over it, and I think that's scary. But also, you just got to radiate positivity. You don't have to get into their bed, into their personal space, in their personal life, get all the tarot readings. You don't have to do that. Just radiate, be soft, watch Netflix with this person. Jesus Christ. Like, it's okay to say, hey, you're having a bad day. Come over. Just shut up, come over. Let's listen to some great music and not talk about it. And if he wants to go sit and cry about his ex-girlfriend or whatever, you can say, okay, I'll try to listen, you know, have boundaries, but like, you know, understand you're not this person's therapist. But still, like, you can't be pushing and pulling this person. Okay? That's just kind of, it's going to get abusive after a certain amount of cycles. So just watch yourself and just start being really honest about how you want to show up in this connection. Anyways, sorry guys, that was a little bit longer of a message than I intended, but I hope you guys got what you needed out of it. Thank you so much for sharing your energy. If you like this reading, please like and subscribe. Check out my other tarot readings. And if you are interested in booking me for a reading, for any further messages about you and your person, please check out the links in the description. I am open and available for your inquiries. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Hello, everyone. You have chosen pile number 3. We got the little, almost looks like a sun. I don't know if you guys can see it. And I'll let the camera focus a bit. And this is going to be your reading, pile number 3. We're going to be answering the question, how do I love this person through this? So we're gonna go ahead. I feel like I need to kind of check in on this person's energy first, and then you can kind of determine if this is the right pile for you. I don't know if you guys were uncertain about if this was the right pile for you, but there's something about like you kind of need to choose what's accurate for you in this reading, because there's almost kind of this energy of like, are you choosing to be with this person? I don't know if you guys are actually in a loving frequency with this person, because it kind of feels like, I don't know, pile 3, you feel a little detached. I don't know if there's something to do with money here, so maybe you guys are struggling financially and you're deflecting by doing a tarot reading about this person. Or maybe there's just something about this person where like you're really needing to make a choice of if this is worth your time and energy. Okay, like I'm gonna be for reals with y'all, because there's something about the way you're going about this connection with this person that's really not accurate to what the reading is gonna be for. Because this particular reading is about like, okay, how are you approaching this situation with this person and acting appropriately to your own inner loving truth, right? And for some of you that have been guided to this message, I have a feeling that you guys are kind of just, you're going through the motions, or you're feeling like, yeah, I love this person. Yeah, I want to get a love reading about them, blah, blah, blah. But you're not actually connected to your heart's voice. You're connected to your head. And like, it's almost like you're kind of linked to this person mentally, and you just kind of like reflectively seek these kinds of messages out instead of just like dwelling on the fact that I'm not connected to my heart space when I'm communicating with this person. And I don't feel like you're very communicative with your heart space in general. I had to do a little grounding exercise before this reading, and I feel like you guys would maybe benefit from really like being more in tune with your heart space. So if something comes up, you can address it rather than dealing with wounds from the past. And I also feel like you guys aren't talking to yourself about something. There's something you're not acknowledging about your relationship with this person. So like the question of like, how do I love them through this? You know, the purpose of the question was to be kind of like, you know, how do we nurture them, you know, while they're dealing with a difficult situation, you know, while they're self-sabotaging. Maybe you guys are in separation, you know, what can I do, right? And this pile in particular, I feel like you interpreted the reading to be more about like, how do I love them in order to get what I want? And that's not the way I read, and that's not the way this relationship or this person's going to work out, because it's like you guys are this is so disconnected, and it's very unfortunate, because marriage is not what you want, guys. I'm sorry. You guys are really pressuring this person, this relationship, these people over and over and over again because you just want something. You don't love this person. Okay, you like the idea of something, and even then, I'm not even saying you love the idea of marriage. You're just like, I need help with something. I want a person to fix my problems. Good day. Okay, and like part of me doesn't even want to read these cards, because this is the kind of energy that I'm like, you are not the frequency that I'm catering to. But I'll still do this reading anyway, because I want you to understand that, you know, if a genuine connection is what you're looking for, I can absolutely talk you through that. But if you're just here to get information about a person because you're lonely, because you are stagnant in life, because you are disconnected from your truth, I'm not the tarot reader for you. Okay, so we've got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, which is all about hard work and whatnot. And specifically, I think the way that you can love this person through whatever they're going through, or in order to even achieve love in the situation, is stop working so hard at it. Okay, you guys are so focused on the money that you're deflecting from the truth. And, you know, I think like, you know, for example, maybe this person is focused on building abundance and wealth and whatnot. You are detached from the reality that they're not a machine, that they need love in their connection to actually feel something towards you. And I feel like this person is also detached from you. That's also probably why you're getting these readings over and over again and you're not getting what you want. It's like, well, yeah, you're not going to get what you want, because you're not on a love-based frequency. If you are just focused on earthly matters, then that's what you're going to get. Earthly people. You're not going to get like this whirlwind romance. If anything, I feel like some of you guys, you've been deceived in the past where you like, oh, I really cared about this person, and then something shut you down a long time ago that you're like, oh, well, that stuff's fairy tale stuff. I just want to get this marriage over and done with. I want to have babies. I want to blah, blah, blah. But it's like, but why? Why aren't you questioning this stuff? This magician card here tells me that you have the ability to manifest things and bring things into your life that are actually fulfilling to you. I'm seeing like, all right, it's not in the image here, but I was seeing grapes and whatnot. It's literally sitting there being like, okay, if you go to a vineyard and you see a bunch of grapes, what are all the things you can do with that? Yeah, you can eat the grapes, but you can make wine out of it. You can use the juices for different dyes. There's all kinds of different things you can do with grapes, right? But like this pile has the attitude and mindset of, oh, I just walked into a vineyard. Yeah, it's nice looking. I'm going to go look on my phone. Why did you bring me to a vineyard? You know what I mean? Where's the wine? And it's like, well, if you're approaching a wild vineyard and you want to domesticate it, you need workers, you need to build a place, you need a press, you need to do all those things. This pile is just so like, gimme, 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 that like, it's not even worth giving you the messages that you need to hear, because it's like, that's not how the universe works. You know what I mean? I'm a little repelled by this energy. I'm not going to lie, guys. We got the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. That alone is the key to the message here, right? Stop focusing on what you think you need and focus on what you actually need. You need to connect to yourself. You need to stop believing that, you know, life is just, oh, we just walk into our situations and then they just occur. Yeah, they just occur, right? When you see people that are wealthy, like, yeah, some of them there's, you know, societal things and they were born into it and whatever, but like there's a lot of self-made people out there. Like, they didn't just wake up overnight with $1 million. They worked hard for it. They went through years of tumultuous things. They did the lessons. They did the work. And like, you want to walk in and just marry some wealthy person who did all the work and you didn't? Psh! Psh! Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, right? You know what I mean? Like, y'all are so focused on, you know, you want to make your bag, but like, you didn't do anything to make it incentivized for that person to want your back. Maybe that person worked really hard and they manifested it, and they made the right choices in their life to get where they needed to go. And, you know what I mean? I don't know, there's kind of this energy of like, oh, you're being too harsh. Sorry if I'm a little jaded, but like, this expectation is unrealistic. When I lean towards love, I am led, okay? You need to make sure that you are allowing love to lead your actions and choices, especially with this person, okay? Like, when you are disconnected from your heart space, you are not allowing your actual truth to come out. Love is feelings-based, okay? And some of you guys are so detached from your authentic feeling that you can't tell the difference between a reaction and a loving frequency, okay? There's a huge difference between, oh yeah, I just got a really great massage and I feel good because someone took an action towards me, versus, wow, I went on a hike and I'm standing in front of the most beautiful mountain range and I feel so fulfilled and calm and peaceful and loving the fact that I just walked and hiked this whole way to see something very, very beautiful. Okay? It's almost like money can't buy the mountains, you know? Money can't buy your happiness. The traditional family structure is nice and all, but you've missed the purpose of it. Okay? Everyone's got their own boundaries. Everyone's got their own rules. There's nothing wrong with wanting a traditional marriage. However, you guys are missing the point of what marriage is. And especially, you can't be asking the universe for love and not receiving it when it shows up. Okay? Because what you guys are currently chasing towards isn't love. It's unbalanced. It's material. Yeah, wealth is nice, but like, if you never see your spouse, if your kids don't like you as a result of the conflicts you have in your marriage, is that real wealth? What if something happens and all that money goes away? and then you find out your spouse wasn't who they were meant to be. Maybe they cheat on you. Okay? And you guys are like, well, I'm scared of that happening. It's like, are you? Because if you're detached from your heart space and you weren't following your heart in the first place, then how are you ever going to expect that guy to care about you? Be honest. If you don't have connection to your heart space, then you're not going to know what's for you. So when you meet a person that's disconnected from their heart space, they're absolutely going to cheat on you. They're absolutely going to do all these toxic things. Because you made that choice. You didn't do the work. Okay? Release this trapped energy that someone's going to save you, something's coming towards you, blah, blah, blah. You guys, you're so susceptible to those tarot readings because you're just stagnant, because you're not taking initiative on yourself and what your needs are. You are beautiful. Okay? You guys are so beautiful. All right? Radiate positivity. Build up that life that you want. Okay? Like, I'm softening my energy for you guys because I really feel like you're used to, like, you're unaware of what love can possibly be. And, you know I do talk fairly harshly at times, but I feel like that reminder that you are beautiful, love is beautiful, and anybody that shows up in your life that reminds you that you are beautiful, because here's the thing, don't place the power in the other person to make you feel beautiful, but if they remind you of that every day, then that's your person. Okay? Because you can't buy that. You can't fake that. I'm sorry, you can tell the relationships that are going to fail because of this. And like, I don't even care if you're a guy or whatever your gender expression is. Your ability to make the other person feel a certain kind of way, to feel seen, to feel heard, you can't replace that. Money can't do anything about that. I know this isn't fair, all right? And I think this is where the catch-22 is you guys, I know you believe you deserve this amazing, loving relationship, right? And I see you guys all the time asking for tarot readings and being like, well, when is this person coming? When is this person coming? When is this person coming? And I want you to understand that life isn't fair. It's built that way on purpose. And when you're waiting on something that's not for you, it's going to continue to not be fair. Okay? All those people that you're seeing like, well, this person got the relationship of their dreams or blah, 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 blah. Not everybody does. Okay? Like, you need to take the time to understand how to love yourself through this. Okay? Stop asking about this person and start looking at yourself and create some boundaries about, why am I sabotaging my heart space? Why don't I feel beautiful every single day? Because you are. Okay? And maybe you've never experienced love that made you feel beautiful every day. And I want you to know it's out there. And it's not always going to show up in the form of romance. It's going to show up spiritually. It's going to show up financially. It's going to show up visually. All of those things come together, and that's why spirituality is so important. And it's important for you guys to connect to what connects you to something bigger than this material stuff. Okay? Your heart has a home somewhere. Go find it. We've got coffin. Endings bring new beginnings. Something's going to come to an end with you guys. Okay? I like I said, I'm very confused why you guys are consulting a tarot reading when tarot, I mean, it's spiritual. The people that are legit, anyway, like, it's spiritual. Like, I'm not here asking for your money. I mean, yeah, I'd love a donation. I want you to book me. But, like, I'm making free content because this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. Like, to me, I want the win-win-win. I want to be making the money. I want to have the relationship, and I want to be spiritual, and I want you guys to have that too. And it's okay for me to do those things. We can all have all three for whatever is in your thing, but it means you got to give up the earthly desires, giving up the ego, taking the time to liberate yourself and figure out, who am I actually outside of what the world has taught me? We got seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up. Yeah. You can't just hook up with somebody and expect them to be the love of your life. Like, you're trying to seduce people in ways that are not authentic to you, and then asking yourself and question yourself, well, why isn't that my person showing up? Because it's not you. You're just doing what everyone told you to do. Stop deflecting and learn what it means to be alive. And as I said, like, living doesn't need to be this big, grand, amazing thing. Okay, maybe some of you guys really struggle with this, is you're just like, man, like, I'm hearing you, but I've never felt that before. And it's like, okay, then that's your journey. Because you're probably going to meet a person along the way. You're going to meet friends. You're going to meet future chosen family, or family members are going to come back. Like, you never know what's going to happen. But I'm going to tell you that this loving frequency is worth all the sacrifices you're going to make to get there. Because it's going to be you, again. It's not going to be what people told you love was. And some of you guys don't like that, and some of you guys aren't willing to take that journey. But I figure if you, at this point in the message you've listened to this point, I hope you've learned something more about yourself that will guide you to where you need to go to understand that something's missing here. And the only way you're going to find out is until you start radiating your own light into this world and seeing what reflects back to you. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for your time and energy. I appreciate you watching this reading. If you would like to book a reading, or I do spiritual and psychic development, you can book me. Go ahead, check out the link in the description. Please like and subscribe for more content. And yeah, I think for this group in particular, as I said, you know, I'm not doing this for the money. Okay. I mean, yeah, I want to be financially prosperous, but I genuinely enjoy what I do. I genuinely love the life I'm creating and the balance I'm creating within myself. And I hope that you guys someday find it too. Okay? Like, I know what this feels like. And you know, I've liberated myself from it. I've seen other people do it, and it gets a lot better when you stop looking at what I should do versus what I can and I'm willing to do. Okay? Because your willpower is super important. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Hello, everyone. You have chosen pile number 4, which is the ordinary black bobby pin. All right, and this is going to be your reading on how do I love this person through this. I don't know why, but y'all are a little goofy, okay? Or you're silly, but it's kind of funny because, like, with this bobby pin, I don't know if this is going to be my majority male reading pile. There's something very much about the whole, like, yeah, I'm just going to pick this pile because I don't do the girly things, or I'm not very fluffy, or there's just some kind of an energy that just kind of cracks me up because I'm sitting here like, you guys, whoever this group is, you don't like to let people know that you are a goofy goober, and yeah, you just don't like to let on that you got a soft spot. You got a little tiny spot inside of you that you don't want to talk about it. It's like, literally, I'm sitting here thinking about from SpongeBob, with SpongeBob going up to Squidward being like, you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward? Like, oh, and I feel like with this person in particular, this person, they got your goat. All right. I don't know if you're like, oh my gosh, maybe you guys have a hard time connecting to your heart space, or I just really feel this kind of like, I can't let this person know I like them, but I got a crush on them. You know, and maybe you guys have very earthy energy. I'm definitely feeling like this is like the most grounded pile of this whole reading, where I feel like you guys are just kind of like, you just go through the motions. You do your thing. And I feel like the way that you can help love and support this person is to continue to be a grounding force in this person's life. I feel like because you are very smart and intellectual, yeah, you can over-intellectualize things, but I really feel as though you're intellectual. Wow, I can't talk. Basically, you guys are very smart, And because you think a little bit too hard about stuff, you guys get caught in your own kind of psychic trap, thinking that you're not doing enough, or like it's almost like I see you guys really preparing for the future. You're very big about like, hey, I'm fine with money, I'm secure, how do I support this person? I do feel like this is more of like, you guys are the breadwinners, you guys are the ones that are like, you know, um more of a grounded force within your own life. Well, actually, I shouldn't even say your own life. It's almost like when it comes to this person, you're just like, I'm going to be there for her no matter what she goes through. I'm going to sit here and prepare myself. You know, she can have her ups and downs, mood swings. And I think that's all really great energy. However, I feel like some of this is also deflecting from your own issues. So let's go ahead and see what the cards are saying. Wow, I didn't even remember pulling cards. So maybe you guys are like, you're not allowing this person's authentic energy frequency to come through. Wow, I'm just feeling like a little bit of anxiety when it comes to this, where it's like maybe this person has panic attacks. Maybe this is something like you're watching them struggle and you really don't know what to do. I feel like, you know, making sure you're holding this person's hand would be very, very useful. I think talking about your own troubles really, really helps. So this card here with the two dolphins, we've got play. Okay, so maybe taking some time to, like, I don't know if you play an instrument, but literally, like, just take them in the studio with you and just, like, play drums, play music, or just, like, go have fun. You know, I think just, like, you including this person in your life, I feel like this group in general, you guys don't really talk about your problems, or maybe this person, you kind of are very much, like, your first initial reaction to helping this person isn't to talk about things. I think, you know, you've got your own secret little things. You're the kind of person that you privately deal with your thoughts, levels, and emotions. And so when you see other people struggling, that's not your immediate instinct is, oh, they're having a hard time. Let's go and take this person out for some drinks to just kind of change it up. You kind of are more of like, I'm going to be stone faced. I'm going to be still. I'm not going to move around. I'm going to sit. Maybe I'm going to meditate. Whatever your healing method is, I feel like you're not acknowledging the inner child aspect of the fact that, yeah, being a grounded force is nice, and I think this person appreciates it, but I think, like, being a little more open and playful would be useful. So say, for example, if you're like, okay, this person is very smart, and, you know, say, for example, you're noticing this person's troubles are them overthinking something. Or maybe they're like, you know that they can take care of themselves, so you don't want to like impede on them. So you're kind of like, well, maybe let's just talk about it. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, talking it through works, but I think there needs to be an element of like, this person needs reassurance that you like them, because I don't think this person really knows that you do. And I don't think you're aware that you come across this way to this person. Again, take what resonates, because some of this is romantic partnership, some of this is like friendship, some of it's family. But specifically with this group, I feel like you don't really have a good grasp of how you come across to others. And so, like, people just kind of trust you like them. I'm not gonna lie, like, unless you're kind of used to your kind of personality, people assume you don't like them. Which, in actuality, you do. You just got your own modality of doing it. It's like I kind of see you being like, all right, we're gonna sit on the porch and we're gonna drink our lemonade and we're not gonna talk. Maybe we could talk a little bit, but you just kind of do that. And you know, everybody's got their role, but with this particular person, to how to show them love, get a little excited. You know what I mean? Maybe there's something that you like to do that you're kind of like, oh, well, my dad told me that's childish or whatever. I definitely feel like this is like an old school traditional group. And I think you need to break free from that mold a little bit. Maybe it's as simple as being like, if you really, really don't want to do something quote unquote childish, you know, why don't you just bake a cake with this person? And maybe this person, you're kind of used to like the other person being like either kind of childish or bright or feminine or whatever. And then you're coming in there and you're just like, all right, I gotta perceive threats. I gotta be whatever, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, say, for example, you go out to the bar and there's music dancing and she's out there dancing by herself. You gotta go out there and dance with her. I don't care how uncomfortable you feel. Like, come on, get up off your butt. Go dance, okay? And like, even if, and like, I see you literally, like, you're fighting it when it's like, there's nothing emasculating about being human. Okay? So like, okay, fine, if you're not a dancer, great, but like if your daughter is out there and she's like, "Daddy, daddy, come out there and dance with me." Guess what? Suck it up and go dance with your kid. You know, like, and I feel like a lot of this resistance isn't so much that you even hate dancing. I mean, like, okay, if you really don't like dancing, fine. You'll get hung up on this example, but the point is like, you need to connect to whatever makes you human so you can show this other person that you do experience it. And I think that will cause them to create more of a connection that's more intimate with you. Again, like I said, I feel like there's a lot of like deflection that you do as a result of either gender roles or societal expectations, or you're simply just trying to appear strong for somebody else when this person just wants to acknowledge that you can feel the same things that they can feel. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I'm literally seeing like the romantic movie where like, you know, the guy in the corner who always is kind of broody or he doesn't talk to anybody, and then all of a sudden out of the blue his wife comes in the room and suddenly he's taking his shoes off and he's dancing barefoot with her. And nobody else can do that. That's your job. You like this person? Then show it. You know what I mean? What's something that you wouldn't do with anybody else, but you know you'd do with this person? Would you get on stage with them and sing really bad karaoke? Would you go out there and take a risk? Yeah, this taking a risk, I think that's what you're afraid of, is you're taking a risk on your heart space. You're taking a risk on being vulnerable, and that vulnerability is what this person's seeking with you. Especially if they're going through something, because it's like, okay, like, yeah, you can be strong, but you're not their dad. And I think like I said, I really feel this is more of a masculine energy. Obviously, genders shouldn't apply, but there's definitely this energy of like you're in a more paternal headspace rather than a supportive masculine role. Again, I feel like maybe you kind of parentify yourself in dating relationships, or maybe there's something about like there's a certain kind of femininity that regardless of gender, if someone expresses it, you're immediately, that's childish. And it's like, no, it's not childish, it's freedom to express your livelihood. And so maybe taking the time to look back in your life to say, hey, when did I grow old instead of grow up? You know, because there's a huge difference between these frequencies, because there's plenty of very masculine people that, guess what, if their daughters say, hey, let's go play tea party, they'll sit and play tea party with the daughter, okay? It's like, it's one of those types of energies. Now, if this is obviously a significant other, you don't have to play tea party, but like, I don't know, maybe y'all also saw some stuff that maybe hardened you to being like, I'm never going to put this wall down. I'm tough. I'm secure. I am the foundation of this family. And like, I feel like you guys really put on too much responsibility on yourself to be the family structure. And I think that also inhibits you from having real relationships with people, because maybe you've had an issue with attracting unstable romantic partnerships in the past because they're like, oh, well, this person never lets his guard down, so he's going to be the stability and foundation of the relationship, which means that gives him no room to be able to breathe and go do what he needs to do because he's all stonewalled, so I'm going to go be crazy. So you're like constantly on edge, and that's what kind of triggers this forced stability on you where it's like you never get a break, you know? And there's something about you need to learn to give yourself a break, and this person's your opportunity to do that, okay? Like I said, even if this is a friend, you know, maybe there's something you're like unwilling to try, and this person's like, hey, you know what? Let's go to a drag show. And you're like, oh God, no. But maybe secretly you're like, actually, you know what? Some of those people are kind of cool. Maybe I've been embarrassed to go try something out of my comfort zone. Or you can just sit there and make the excuse to be like, well, I don't like that, but my friend does. So I'm going to go with and support them no matter what. So then you go with them and then you kind of go, okay, this isn't my thing. Or maybe it is my thing. But I'm going to get real honest with myself and be like, is my image really as important as supporting this other person? And here's the thing, don't do anything that's not going to make you have fun. All right, be really, really for real. Because I think a lot of you guys, you're trying to stonewall yourself from yourself because you're trying to pretend that you have more control than you actually do and that you have more power than you do. And it's okay. Again, you are not the stable force in this relationship. It takes two to tango. And if that other person's not stable, then that's not good for you. And I don't know if anyone ever told you that, because sorry, I was about to read the card, but I was like, no, like, I feel like I got to argue with your energy to understand that, like, even if you have a traditional gender dynamic, if your partner can't take care of themselves and don't have their own source of stability in their own life, how are you going to solve that? I mean, yeah, you existing in this tough space is great, but like, you are putting weight, it puts an additional boundary and weight on you when your partner isn't able to facilitate it for themselves. Because if they're stable, you're like, well, then what would she need me for? Or what would they need me for? And it's like, well, they love your stability. It's not like anything goes away. It just means, hey, more stability for us to actually focus on getting closer together instead of coming apart all the time. That's why you and this person, I feel like this person has the ability to, like, maybe they are long-term relationship potential for you. Maybe you don't see them that way at first, but like, I really feel like you got to start opening your eyes a bit and saying, hey, maybe I'm not like this. I don't know, maybe you have a very old school negative view of what men are like. Take what resonates, but there's kind of just this energy of being like, well, I just work, I have sex, I eat, I shit, I do whatever. And like, even me saying like I shit, it's just kind of like, you're a person. Who told you that being a man or whatever makes you less of a human being? That's so like old school, not appropriate for you, and especially it's not conducive to this relationship. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. Okay, and like, something about like this dandelion thing, like, I don't know, maybe you're a very nature-oriented guy. It's totally okay for you to like go out in a field of dandelions and blow on one of them. Maybe if you can't do that for yourself, do it with this girl or this guy, or person. Like, you don't have to show them anything different than what you're doing. Just live a little bit, okay? And do it authentically. Don't put on a show, because I think this person knows you're putting on a front, and like, you can't build close connections with people if you're always wearing a mask and trying to martyr yourself, okay? No one, like, you can't be a martyr in a close, intimate relationship, okay? Especially not a partnership. And you guys keep saying, I want a girl with blah, blah, blah. I want these values. Okay, then. Okay. Take a risk. Because she don't want you if you're putting your walls up all day. Okay? Kick your heels back. Sometimes I didn't know what to do. Maybe some of you guys are just putting on this front so that way you can't admit that I actually don't know how to do this stuff. I was literally taught from an early age, I gotta work, I gotta go take care of the family. You never had the time to play. And I think it's perfectly acceptable and appropriate to grieve that, and if you don't know what to do with this person, like I said, you don't have to do much, but you gotta start with your heart, because this is about, how do I love this person? And where does love come? It comes from your heart, I watch you with your family. Yeah, maybe you guys have a lot of grief, and maybe you felt left out of your own family. And maybe that's what's hard for you, is you consider this person like family. Maybe you consider this person like a spouse. You want to have that connection, but you can't. You feel like, oh, I don't have the heart space. I don't know how to, it's like I can't even talk. And so you're just watching this person have fun with their friends, connect to people so easily, and you're like, what do I do? How do I do this? It's like, well, go play by yourself. Go do something that's maybe not manly or not but you've always wanted to do it as a kid. Maybe you got to sit in your room and paint your nails to sit there and go, okay, I don't like painting my nails. But guess what? No one knows about it, so who cares? Maybe go paint. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've never heard of anybody get mad at a dude or say, oh, he's gay or he's not manly because he painted like a Bob Ross painting. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, get with reality, There's a lot of this stuff that, like, you care way too much about what other people think as opposed to, like, what this person thinks. And I think this person thinks you're great. So, even with all your walls and your toxic masculinity, maybe not all of it's toxic, but you know what I mean. Happiness is not a betrayal of me. Yeah. Like, I feel like you got to learn how to be happy by yourself. And again, with this, I watch you with your family, and happiness is not a betrayal with me. Maybe you guys went through a divorce. Maybe you guys, like, you stopped being happy after the bad thing happened. Like, maybe the bad thing was someone died. There's definitely some grief energy here. But I do feel like maybe it was the death of a relationship of some kind, or a version of you that really triggered you to just, like, I just want to, like, turn the sticker upside down and being like, yeah, I'm never going to be happy again, or I'm never going to get my hopes up again. And whoever this person is that you had this ending with, like, like, you being happy is not betraying this person that you're asking about, and the person from your past. You know what I mean? Or this person who died. Like, literally, like, this person wants you to be happy. Jesus. Like, go out there and, like, surrender to what amazing life things are going on. You know? And you don't have to be with this person. But, like, I feel like this person was sent as a reminder to you to think positively about yourself again. That you don't have to follow what anybody else tells you, and you can just go do it, and makes you enjoy life. As I said, because this group strikes me as very masculine, like, if you enjoy rock collecting, then go collect rocks. Shoot, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know what your self-limiting belief is, but it's over something so ridiculous, and it just feels like a very old school, like, mindset that I'm just like, bro, it's 2024. Like, really nobody cares if you like collecting geodes. Like, oh no, nerd, like, I don't know, like, that's a really great hobby. It's tied to science. It's very earth-based, you know? And I see you guys, you're very big with your hands. So maybe there's something about, like, you know, maybe make this person a gift. Or perform something. Maybe if you love writing music, you're playing guitar, or you're doing whatever, write this person a song. You know? Whatever it is you gotta do to show them that you're not, like, stiff. I think, like, whatever this person's going through, they'd really, really, really appreciate just to see that you got something in you that says, hey, I like you. You know, and like I said, take what resonates. If it's not romantic, that's fine. And you know, especially if this is like a spouse, I'm not saying, like, go running back to your ex-wife, but, like, there's some kind of an energy of you need to complete whatever happened with this family situation before you can move towards this person and have that vulnerability again. And ask that question. You know, because maybe you're sitting there going like, oh, I want to marry that girl. I want to marry that guy. But, or them, that person. Maybe you guys are like, I don't do that whole gender stuff. And it's like, okay, well, you like them. That's why you're here. But, like, specifically, though, I'm just seeing this whole, like, watch yourself with your current family. Watch what you have with this person and see the difference. And just pay attention to the difference. And be like, I can still be financially successful. I can still meet my goals. But, like, yeah, that little cutie patootie over there, they really bring something out of me that I needed. You know? So, show some people love today. And whatever works best for you, you know? And like I said, this isn't meant to talk down on the masculine or anything like that. What I am saying is make sure that you choose to show love in a way that actually expresses vulnerability and has nothing to do with money, protection, or just whatever this idea is that you have to perform something or perform for somebody to make them feel like you love them. Right? We're talking about getting honest here. And I know it's hard, but I believe in you, and I think this person believes in you too. Okay? Alright, anyways though, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Not gonna lie, this crowd, I'm a little surprised you watch tarot. Maybe you're just here to support me, but I appreciate it anyway. If you are interested in booking a reading, please go ahead and check out the links in my description. And, yeah, and also make sure you guys take a time out. I feel like you guys you've been working real hard, you've been slaving away at something, or maybe this relationship's got you a little upset. But whatever it is, you know, just sending you guys a lot of love your way, and, you know, just make sure you talk to yourself kindly, okay? You really deserve it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for the support. Love ya, and I will see ya all soon. Bye.